What's up, y'all? It's your girl, and it's been a minute. I've been busy. Being phenomenal as usual. This is not a plug for Popeyes. Anywho, so I just want to get on and give you guys a brief update on my life for the 20 some odd people who have been following me through my journey in real life and on YouTube, perhaps. I'm not sure who all my 20 some odd followers are, but I'm just checking back in and just want to let you know what I've been up to. What have I been doing? What have your girl been doing? So the last time we spoke, I was in Charlotte sleeping on a pool table in a little rundown space that I rented to work out of. Now, given I've had a few videos that I have recorded during that time that I never posted, and I will get around to posting those videos. It's just that I've just been busy. I've been busy, and I've been a little depressed, in and out of depression, so it's been kind of hard to like record those videos and then go back and edit them. And then, you know, I've been kind of dry in my other videos, and I just feel like I just didn't have the spirit in me. Obviously, I was going through a lot for sure, being homeless for a year, going to the domestic violence shelter, sleeping in a Nissan Sentra with 3 children during the school year, then sending them off, then dealing with baby daddy and all that, and then losing the car, and then really having nothing. Like nothing. Like literally, I was a streetwalker for like a few days, you know. And then owning my own business, pushing myself to continue to work, to continue to progress, to pull myself out, and of course, ugly ass COVID. You know what I'm saying? COVID-19 is running amok. I just been fucking exhausted. So I'm sitting outside the barbershop right now. My son is in there getting a temp fade, and so I decided to record my update. This is not a Popeyes plug. Check them out. But so this is what's been going on. I actually moved from Charlotte, North Carolina, back to South Florida, where I am from. I know all the people who is telling me I needed to do that are probably applauding. But I'm not saying that it's ideal. However, my children ended up being here, and it was good timing because I did not anticipate COVID-19. And luckily for me, I came here just a mere 3 days before things started shutting down. My son literally went to school one day. He went to school on Thursday for the first day of school for him here in Florida. And the next day, there was no school. till further notice. So that was really hectic. My daughter still isn't enrolled in school here. And thank God her dad didn't go and withdraw her out of her school in South Carolina. They literally had to scan and email me her work, and I had to scan and email that shit back and forth. Back and forth. So anyways, that's some of the stuff that happened. But basically, I'm back reunited with my kids. It was good timing, because who the hell was going to sit with my kids all day long to homeschool? Yes, homeschool. You know, when I was pregnant with these kids, I thought to myself, I could homeschool. I could homeschool. I might homeschool my kids, because then they'll be like advanced or some shit, right? No, negative. I don't think I can. I really don't. You know, I get frustrated. I get a little impatient at times, and I be wanting to knock them out. Sometimes I be like, are you serious? You don't get it still? It's been an hour. It's been 2 hours. I thought you've seen this before. I thought you've done this before. What happened? Did everything out your brain erase? So yeah, I'll continue to let the teachers get paid for that. They need a hella raise, okay? They need a hella raise, because I'm struggling with 2.5, because, you know, I got the baby. 2.5 kids every day, and that was a struggle. And teachers be having to deal with like 30, sometimes 30 plus, 25 plus kids a day. It depends. If you have blocks and periods, you might see 100-something kids a day that you have to keep tamed. Oh Lord, oh Lord, Lord have mercy. Bless the teachers, okay? You guys need to stop by your kids' school and stop to your kids' teacher's office and leave them a tip or something. They need something, because these kids give me so much of a fucking headache. Trying to teach them, trying to catch them up, trying to teach them shit that I don't even recognize, because I'm like, well, I did the 6th grade. I did the 5th grade. I did the 3rd grade. I did the 2nd grade. Why some of this shit I ain't never seen before? And I'm really good at remembering a lot of shit that I saw. Like, I am still on it like that with algebra. All I need is a little refresh. So once I see that sample and I see the words, it kind of like bring everything back. But I'm like, ain't no way in hell I did a rainbow tree when I was fucking in the 1st grade, 2nd grade. You know, I don't know what the fuck that is. What is that? A factor tree? Is that what? Anyways, if y'all know what a rainbow tree is, y'all leave that in the comments. So I'm reunited with the kids. We made it through the school year, y'all. School about to start in a few days. I'm looking forward to that, because I feel rejuvenated. So I feel like I might be able to do it this time. I might, without losing my mind, of course. I did it the last time. I just lost my mind in the midst of it. What else is going on? So you guys know that I lost my car. Yes, I lost my car. I had a Lyft rental car. I was in that car for like a year, and I lost it, right? And I was boo-hooing on my videos, talking about my misery of no longer having a car, having to figure out how to get around and all that. Well, guess what, guys? Your girl rolling again. Your girl riding again. Your girl is riding. Woo! So this is my car. This is my car. And yeah, your girl got wheels with a car payment, but your girl got wheels. So back to the hustle. The hustle never dies. And which means some of my income streams also continued. As far as my business go, you guys, I have completely put a shutdown to my business. Obviously, I moved from Charlotte, so I am not there to continue to do the work there. I had took down my site, but there's some good little things that's been happening with that still. Now, I've moved, and I told my active clients that I was moving or leaving or left. I have been bad with communication, but some people I told after I left. But nevertheless, I moved. My website is down. However, my business line is still up and running. And believe it or not, guys, that business line still get calls and requests all the time. All the time. So I'm like, there's an opportunity there if I can learn how to work it. So your girl's going to be working on that. How to remain in Charlotte even though I'm no longer physically there. And since I moved down to Florida, your girl is just going to reboot and restart up over here. So same business, different location, and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to say same business, multiple locations. We're gonna thumbs up to that. Yes, thumbs up to that. Also, I have another project in the works. My parents do own a business in which I see that there is a room there, a space there in the niche that they're in that I can possibly piggyback off of and create my own thing. So I am also working on this, and I will let you guys know what it is when it launches, because right now it's still in the making. And as you guys know, COVID-19 has slowed down everything. So this business was supposed to launch during COVID-19, but it has not yet due to some minor things that we're working on right now. My beauty business has halted because of my mama. My mama is not comfortable with me going into people's houses because I don't know their status. Right, their status. Like, imagine, back in the days, we used to go and get STD checked. Don't be acting like you ain't never have an STD check now. We used to go and get STD checks and be sweating motherfucking bullets, right? But now ain't nobody talking about no herpes, syphilis, chlamydia. I can't even say those damn words. Syphilis, chlamydia, no trick, no none of that, no HIV. Everybody is talking about COVID-19. Motherfuckers out here is scared of getting tested. They're scared of freaking finding out that they have it or they don't. People don't want to get tested, and even though Trump wants less of us to get tested, regardless of, people are afraid to go and get tested. They're acting like this is a death sentence guaranteed. So let's just say my mom is like, you don't need to be going to nobody's house because of this. And guess what? Even though I completely have not launched my working here, let me not say I haven't completely. I have done a handful of clients, and that was like far few and in between. I've been here for like maybe 4 months. So she is not comfortable when you go into people's houses. I am gearing up to get back to work. So I am trying to find means to keep myself safe out here because I need to work and make some money. And even though I haven't launched any of these things that I am doing here in South Florida, people are calling because the number is out there and what I do is out there. So people are calling and I need to figure out how to get back to work because I need to get back to this money. Okay? Thank God for me, I don't work in large crowds. As far as, well, what did we covered family, we covered my vehicle. My vehicle used to be my sleeping arrangements. No, my first sleeping arrangements was since I left my house in Charlotte. Since I left the house in Charlotte, I used to live in a house in Charlotte. I transitioned to a domestic violence shelter. I'll speak about that another time on a story time. But I transitioned to a domestic violence shelter, and then we transitioned into our Nissan Sentra that we were renting from Lyft, and then I transitioned into a friend's couch for approximately 2 weeks. Then I transitioned to between my salon suite and outside, because my salon suite we weren't allowed to stay overnight. So whenever I can gyp the system and they wouldn't notice, I would stay. Or if ever they had some kind of thing going on that I can stretch the time, I would. So during that time, I was between a guy friend's house, not a guy friend like that, guys, just a guy friend who had some compassion, a guy friend's house, the salon suite, and another guy friend's house. He wanted something, so that stopped, and then it started becoming more so of the guy friend's house, sometimes the salon suite, every once in a blue moon, and sleeping outside on the bench outside of the salon suites, or not sleeping but sitting, walking to the Quick Trip and sitting there, which I never felt safe because, you know, I thought it was black people that was crazy. No, these motherfucking Hispanics be on one, for real. So I probably did that 2 nights. Walked to the Quick Trip and just sat out there. But in 2 nights, I seen some these Hispanic young people go into the Quick Trip and walk out with a whole case of beer about this big, half my body size, and just walk out the damn store, and a gang of Hispanic people who terrorized people at night at the Quick Trip. I don't know if it was a thing, but I wasn't expecting that on that side of town, but it was what it was. So your girl went back to her little bench, into her little guy friend house for a little bit. And then finally I rented another space where I had the luxury of sleeping on the pool table that was in the middle of the whole space. So yeah, but that wasn't the last place I stayed. After that, I decided I want to go back full-time mobile, because for me it was just, that works for me. Like, for me, that's my preference. I prefer to be mobile. So I got my money together and I went and I rented another car, and I started sleeping in that car. Well, in between the getting the car, there was a time there too. And by this time, I had a guy friend for real, like a friend that was more than just a friend, but somebody I was getting to know, you know, on a more intimate level. And I spent a lot of time over there. There's a story to that too. The transition from the place that I was working to being with him for a week to being somewhere else for another 3 days to finally getting my own car so I could stay out of people's face, because y'all know I don't like to be in people's face. Y'all know I don't like to be in people's way. I despise that. I don't like making people uncomfortable in their own space. So I got another rental car and I stayed in that all the way up until, well, I had the option of staying in that. There was some in-between things that happened. I came across somebody who was a little bit transient like myself, and they had family, and we kind of teamed up and started trying to go through this journey together. I could understand him, he could understand me. He was a single dad trying to figure out his situation with himself and his children. I was a single mom who had to figure out my situation with myself and my 3 children. I definitely understood. So we kind of meshed together and tried to at least not be alone through the process and support each other, which was great. And all the way up until the day that I left, I had that car. And the day that I was scheduled to leave, I went and I dropped off the car and took everything out the car and put it on the train. Yeah. And then I was back home. Daddy came and picked me up from the Amtrak station. And now I'm here. And yeah, that's the update. So I'm living with my parents now. And I am no longer technically homeless. I mean, it's not my house, but it's a house that I can go to. So, you guys, we're on another journey. A journey to having our own, a journey for the children to have their own space and to build these businesses. You guys know that I am here to help and support. If anyone can relate to my story, please drop it down in the comments below. Please drop it down in the comments below. If you want to support this channel, thumbs it up, subscribe. I'm trying to grow my little gang here. I think my gang, I'm gonna call them the Phenoms, because you know what, you're freaking phenomenal. So yeah, the Phenoms. I'm gonna need to get some Phenoms down here in these comments. I'm gonna need to hear your experiences, and if you've experienced something like mine, and perhaps if you have advice or even want advice on how to get through, because I'm telling you, my journey was a freaking roller coaster. I mean, there were good things that happened, but there were terrible things that happened, and there were even more extraordinarily terrible things that happened in the midst of my journey, which I plan on sharing with you guys in some future story times. And yeah, so subscribe to your girl, comment below, and like the video if you want to see more.